we're back on Roblox. And guys, we are going to be playing Zombie Apocalypse. So you probably know this game from my other videos, but of me playing like 10 to 15 minutes or less. But guys, this is going to be a fun video. I'm just going to be talking about my life and stuff. So one time I was walking on the street and I seen litter. I was like 5 years old at this time. And starting of 5 years old, I mean 5 years old. Because I was actually starting to get curious. And so I picked up the trash, put it in the garbage like I was supposed to. But I found some more and I was like, ooh, litters. And at that age, I was very, very curious. And I didn't know what to say because my mom said there was a bad people in the world. I didn't know what that means. So I decided to keep walking down the street with my mom and dad. But then I seen a black figure looking at me. And then they went behind a garbage can. And I was like, who are you? And then I was like, and then he was like a mysterious figure with like, I don't know, some type of black mask. I was like, who are you? And then my mom said, who? I'm your mom. And then my dad found out I was talking to a stranger. And then my dad said, don't talk to strangers. I was like, but he knows me. He looks like he knows me, so he's not a stranger. But my dad didn't believe me, so I got grounded for not listening to my parents. But later on, when I got ungrounded, my mom said, you can get ungrounded. So I was like, yay. But until I stopped talking to strangers. At that age, I did not know what grounded means. I did not know what a stranger is. Get it? Because you don't know. Okay. So I didn't know what anything was. I was only 5. So the next day I went to school and I went at recess, but I looked at the playground and I seen the same thing that I seen when I was 5. And that time I was 6, so I was 1 year older. But I'm surprised I remember that. But I seen the same suspicious creature or thing, whatever, looking at me again. But I didn't know what was going on, so I decided to ignore it. The next day, my mom died. I don't know how, and why, but yep, she got put in the hospital and died. But I knew it at that age. I thought it went done with the guy that I seen with the black suit. 'Cause he been following me, so he been following my mom too. So I decided that I gotta find him again and try to get him, because I know he's behind all this creepy stuff. So later on, when I was like 9, I found him again. At first, I didn't remember him because I was 6 and now I was 9. But I didn't remember him, so I just looked at him and said, do I remember you? And he was so surprised that I even walked up to him. So then I said, wait, I remember you. You killed my mom. But he was like, no, I didn't. Who's your mom? But that was it. I still tried to find the murderer, but I didn't. Later on, when I was 14, I seen this guy named, let's name him Bob. So Bob was a nice person, but he also was mean. Every day he wears a mask, but I didn't know why. A black mask. I did not know, but at first I didn't know him. But later on when I became friends, I looked at him and said, "You look familiar." But he did. It's that black man guy. Black mask man guy. I thought it was an illusion, but I actually found he was actually a kid. But maybe he didn't want to show it because maybe he thought he was ugly. I mean, I don't know, but honestly, I don't think anybody's ugly. But, and then later on, when I got to 24, my mom asked my mom died. My dad asked me, he was like 92, and he asked me, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I was like, I was already grown up, so I didn't know what he was talking about. I already knew about life. I didn't know what he was talking about because, like, I actually didn't have a job at that time. So, I didn't have a job, so I mean, like, he was like, when you grow up to like 25 or something, you're gonna get a job. What job are you gonna do? But I was like, should I do a job? But later on, when I was 25, I actually got a job to be a spy. But I had to wear a black mask. And I didn't know why. It brought me back to my memory, the black mask guy, a kid. But, honestly, how did my mom die? The kid can't kill my mom, right? So I read about him. I read the Black Mask Man. And it actually said that actually vicious beasts, but after daylight they turn in to the murderer, a murderer. So I was like, oh no. And he actually killed my mom. But the only way to survive my mom is to kill. Now, anybody want to get a fairy tale? But this was a long time ago. So, but I got this all wrong. They was actually murderers. I was just reading Beauty and the Beast. And Beauty and the Beast. They were actually straight up kids that murdered parents. So I knew my dad and me are next. Because I'm an adult. And me and my dad are next. Well, my dad already died from being old. So I was like, I have no parents. I was like, I'm next because I was like the target. My family was the target. But my dad didn't die from old. I was just messing that up. So one time I woke in the morning, my dad was laying with a knife stuck to him. We couldn't get it out. When we pulled it out, he passed out. But I didn't like that. So I actually knew that it was him. A black man guy. So, you know what I did? I found him again and literally tried to get a knife and murder him. But the teacher got so mad I got in like 5 days of detention. After that 5 days, the principal was murdered. I don't know how and why, but it was murdered. The principal was murdered. But that was tough. That was like when I was 7. My principal died. I found him again, and my principal died. So let's get back to the past, because I was like almost out in the future. So then when I grown up that I am right now, he found me and asked me, do you pray God? And I was like, yes. And then I didn't. And then he asked me again, do you pray God? And I said yes again. But here's the thing. He was actually asking me that because he prayed the devil. And I didn't know until this. Because he murdered everybody. And Jesus wouldn't allow him. So, what I mean is, he follows the devil. I didn't like that, so I decided that I wanted to kill him. But I actually almost died from a big explosion. A big explosion from him setting a bomb in my house. So I was homeless. And he found me again and said sorry. But he was the bank. And 5 days later, he found me again and said, do you pray God? I said yes. But I actually was like wondering if he prayed God too because he was asking me. But that wasn't the case. He was actually not praying God. He was trying to kill God. So I stepped in and said, well, you blowed up my house with a bomb. You tried to kill me. And you killed all my family members and everything. And I was like, I'm not putting up with it. Like, you are a dead man. So you know what I did? I came to his house. That was like a secret base. And I said, you want to mess with my family in my house? You gotta mess with me. And I was like, and he was like, oh my God, you that dumb. I was like, I'm not dumb. And then he responded, nothing. He was so mad that he actually punched me in the face. I was bleeding out, losing blood. That was like big. I was bleeding a lot. And then he decided that he wanted to make me die. So I decided to wake up in the morning very early and go to school. But I actually got to the principal because I was like a grown-up, a fully grown-up. And they sent me to the principal to talk. Because they bought a new principal. Because the other principal actually died. Because it got murdered. But, so I was going on until I got sent to the principal. The principal was like, I can't do that. Then I got almost killed. But there was a person in the school that was from Black Mask Guy, I feel like. And I escaped pretty normal, no distracted. But everybody died, my principal died. Whoa. So the Black man guy was so furious because I survived. He wanted to kill me so bad. But so I set a bomb in his house again because we bought a new one. And he escaped pretty fine. But at the end, he almost got killed. He got taken to the hospital for some reason. I tried to explain, but they put me in the box for lying. Because I got called in police for lying. But I didn't lie, guys. You know that. And then later today, I got out of prison, and he was still on me. I even tried to run away from him. He was too fast. Every day he would meet me on the road. Like, I was like furious. I did not want anybody else to bother me. And then I feel like I'm going to throw up. Later on. I actually got eventually so mad. I pulled out a knife. We were fighting until I got stabbed. I almost died, but I stabbed him back. I actually killed him. His brother tried to kill me. And I had another boy with the brother. Like and subscribe to see part 2. Me trying to get the brother to stop haunting me and monitoring me. Because the brother was like the same. The brother didn't care if he tried to kill me. Like for part 2.